Battle. Every day seems like it's a battle. You guys ever feel like you've been battling like all week or for the last few weeks or for the last month? Maybe some of you guys been feeling like you've been battling for like a year. I've been feeling like I've been battling a lot over the last 2 weeks. And man, it's been taking a lot for me to stay focused on on the things that are positive. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of us go through stuff throughout our weeks. Those of us who live these quote unquote normal lives, that have jobs, that have families, kids, wives, ex-wives, um, those who have that entrepreneurial heart, spirit, that are trying to chase their dreams in that aspect, people that are trying to live out the box and do other things. Um, I just feel like sometimes life is throwing you all these crazy things at you to see how you handle it. And I have been having that type of week. Not just this week, but last week. And it's felt like for the last probably 2 or 3 weeks, man. And a lot of it I've had to keep under wraps for a myriad of reasons because uh I don't want to make things rough for other people by speaking out. And one particular thing has basically solved itself, so I can actually speak on it. And so I'm gonna do that, man, and get it off my chest. I don't know if you guys have ever had one of these. I'm actually having one of these. Hold it up if you're on YouTube. These Crown Royale apples. They come in a can. Wow, these are actually really good. So they're already mixed, and you can buy them in a can. It looks like a soda, but it's actually Crown mixed with apple. Absolutely delicious. Again, that's not an ad for Crown, but yeah, you should try them. If you like Crown and you haven't tried those, try it out. Anyways, so let's just cut to the chase, man. There's a few things that have been going on, but the biggest one that's been going on with me recently is I'm gonna tell you guys, and I kind of hinted to it a few times here and there, but I I was scheduled to be the high school baseball coach for my old school, Independence High School, this coming baseball season, which is basically right around the corner, a couple weeks. And you know, when I was told to prepare for spring because it's going to come upon us really fast by the AD, you know, uh, I was excited about that because it was an opportunity for me to coach where I used to play. And to be honest with you, it was a big deal for me because uh, when I went there, we had a really good team. And my old coach that coached me in Little League also got the job there when I came there, and he coached me through there as well. And it was going to be an opportunity for me to take basically the same route he did, coach at the same Little League he did, and then transition into high school. Uh, and unfortunately, that's not going to happen. And I kind of had a feeling because the AD there is, for uh, being PC, but not so PC. He's a bit of a head case, is very unorganized, needs someone to yank his chain to get him to do shit. And I knew early on that was a bad sign. And I was told by plenty of my friends who coach football, coach baseball at different high schools is high school coaching is difficult as it is already. But if you have an AD that is showing signs of that type of behavior, it's just going to be a shit show. And it was, and it is. Um, but with all due respect, I have to, and I will, because my son is going to be playing baseball there. I'm going to keep it respectful because, I want him to enjoy his experience in high school and I want him to enjoy playing ball there. Now, they canceled the season, and a bunch of parents started blowing, up the principal, started blowing up the AD there, and myself included. And they didn't answer. They weren't replying back. And then finally, the principal started replying back to people saying, "Hey, the rec is back up. I'm not sure why it says canceled, but the rec being the head coaching job," which was odd to me because I was told I had the job. So I mentioned to the principal and I copied the AD. I said, "Hey, I'm not sure why the rec would need to be back up when here's an email of your AD telling me to prepare for spring and telling me just I can't announce it yet because I have to do the paperwork and do the background check, fingerprints. When you're working around kids, you got to do all that stuff, which I'm fine with. I've done it plenty of times when I was mentoring, when I was coaching football, when I was mentoring at an elementary school. It's not a problem. Uh, but for whatever reason, they put the rec back up. So I was pretty furious, and especially hearing that they canceled the season because a lot of parents were emailing them and copying me saying, "I don't understand. What do you mean canceling? You guys said you didn't have a baseball team the last couple of years because you didn't have a coach. Now you have a coach and you're still canceling." So finally, the AD responds and says, "Hey, we're going to, I really appreciate your enthusiasm, and we're actually going to go with bargaining members, AKA teachers." That was his exact words. "We're actually going to go with bargaining members, AKA teachers." Quote. I take that to mean that they didn't want to spend money on a coach, an actual coach, bring them in, and they're going to keep it in house, give it to a teacher so a teacher can teach 6 classes and do homework and set a lesson plan and prepare the tests and do all that, plus teach and coach baseball and travel with the team to different high schools to play baseball. Sounds like a winning formula, right? Um, so they opted to go with 2 teachers that were teaching there at the last minute. Now, I wanted to come out of my skin, show up at the school, and tell the AD where he can put his head. But I can't because I have a son, a teenager, that I need to be mindful of. I need to be respectful of. I don't want to embarrass him. I don't want him to feel like everybody's mentioning, "Man, your dad kind of went off," and I have every right to go off because there's a paper trail saying I'm the guy, and they didn't make that happen. I basically responded and told the guy, I said, "Listen, it's odd that you guys would take that route instead of hiring an actual baseball coach. But if it was about the money, money never came out of my mouth, not once. There isn't an email, there isn't a voicemail, there isn't anything where I said anything about money. I said I would have coached that team for free. That's how much I love the game." And it was never about that. So this is a cop out. Um, and I know that because you guys were canceling the season until you got pressured, and now you're having a teacher coach. So my son, after that, we went back and forth. I told my son, "Hey, at this Friday thing, there's a little stage thing they're having at the senior stage where you sign up for spring sports. Find out if there's baseball." They're telling me there is. I said, "If there's not baseball, you message me right away." And he messages me and says, "Dad, I went to the booth for all spring sports, and they flat out told me and my friends there's no baseball." So I was livid. Um, Sent an email out to the parents that were messaging me about baseball, about their kids, some seniors, juniors, you know, last year in high school. And so everybody started blowing up the school. Not figuratively speaking, blowing up the school administrator, the AD, the principal, and anybody who would listen. They'd blown them up on email like, "Hey, my kids over at the booth, they said no baseball. What the hell? You guys said there is a baseball team. This is a mess. This is being handled poorly, blah, 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 blah." And then my son messages me back within 10 minutes. "Dad, they made an announcement over the speaker. They said if you want to play baseball, come back to the booth. They're having signups." So under pressure, they are going to have a baseball season. Um, they're cutting corners. I love the game so much that I had this vision of what I was going to do with not only the baseball program, but the field, I mean, everything. I was going to implement and reach out to every resource that I have, guys who do landscaping, you know, the travel ball team to come on out and help us prep the field and get the field in shape for the season. I was going to be, doing all that, going into my bag. And unfortunately, they chose to cut all the corners and basically have a baseball team with a teacher. And no knock on the teacher. I don't know the teacher. But this is not a knock on them, but teachers already have a full plate. Okay. We always hear stories about teachers saying they're underpaid, that they have a very heavy load on their plate. And especially in high school, you got six classes that you teach. So top that off with, having practice throughout the week and playing games. Um, it's not easy. So I hope they do okay. I hope they do better than okay. I just really wish that the AD would have stuck to his word, because I also had another guy who was going to join me who coached Independence about 5 years ago, and was coaching at Santa Teresa High School, and wanted to come on board free of charge to help me bring baseball back to life at the school. So unfortunately, that's not going to happen, but I am, you know, for my son's sake and for the sake of the rest of the kids there, because we live on the east side, I'm hoping, I'm thankful that they're going to have a season, and I'm hoping it goes well. So yeah, so that's it. I gave you the short and sweet version of that, but this has been going on. We are in January of 2024. I have been talking to the AD at that school since May of last year. So it has been going on for quite some time. I have not been able to say anything on social media, on my podcast, on anything, because uh, it's something that has to be done in writing, before you can do that. So kids are just not randomly messaging you like, "Hey, coach, I heard you're the coach. I play second base, or I'm a catcher, or I'm looking forward to playing." It's smart for the school to do that. So I had to follow the rules and not make any announcements. In hindsight, it kind of fucked me because they were able to just do whatever the hell they wanted, and kind of leave me in the dust. So, excuse me. So that's one of the things I've been battling, and that was a tough one, man. Um, but what was cool is seeing the few parents that I know, because this would have been my first year there, and so I don't know a whole lot of everybody. But it was cool seeing the parents come to my defense and, saying, this guy came to you, highly recommended by the community. There are coaches around the coaching community in the East Side that highly recommended this guy, and the way you're handling it is ridiculous. So, uh, it's just one of those things that you kind of got to chalk it up, man. Um, it's a hard one. It's been a battle. It was something I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't looking forward to it. I'd be lying to you if I didn't say it was kind of a dream come true. Um, but it's not happening. And it is what it is. I have to be a grown up about it and be thankful that my kid's going to have a baseball season, because at the end of the day, this is for him. This is not me. This is not for me. This is for my son. And so I have to put my feelings aside, my anger, the things that bother me. I have to put those aside and realize that my son gets to play high school baseball, and that is the bottom line, and that is the end of the story. So that was something that I'm that I've been battling, man. It's fine. I'll make it through. I'm still a little bit irritated by it. I'm sure you could probably hear, but it is what it is. The other thing I was battling, I shared with you guys already, man. Yeah, it feels like I keep getting these little things shoved right in my path. And that was my car that one day. And thank God, you know, I was able to dig deep and start doing some research and figure out how to fix it. But yeah, I got to tell you, when I shared with you that I was a little frustrated in the beginning, but it's kind of I have one of those lives, man, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there like this. I have one of those lives where when one thing comes, they come rolling. So I kind of brace myself because I know it's coming. And so that was one of them, and thank God kept my composure. I'm not the same guy I used to be, and I was able to compose myself and actually fix my truck that same night before the rain came, and so I didn't have to have a terrible Monday. And it worked out. My car's been running ever since, and I'm very proud of myself for that. And that was another battle that I had to deal with. Um, it's I'm very candid with you guys on here. I always tell you guys I love my life. My life is simple. In fact, I have a little wooden plaque over by my living room TV that's on a shelf, and my kids love it because it simply says, "Keep life simple." And that's what I try to do. I don't like to complicate things. I don't like complicated things in my life. I don't like complicated people. Um, unless I'm trying to learn something. But if you're just complicated for the sake of being complicated, I don't want you around. So I try to keep my life very, very simple. Um, so I have been making a promise to myself that this year I will be 100% out of debt. So I am working very hard at doing that, and it is not easy. A couple weeks ago, I got I got served some papers that I wasn't home, and my the person that I rent from said, "Oh, you got some court papers," and I'm like, "Court papers?" And I'm never in trouble. What the hell? What's going on? Like, does it say who it's from? Nah, they just dropped. They were looking for you, but they gave them to me, and it ended up being a debt collector, a debt that I totally forgot I had. We all have those things where you get so damn busy, forget, and yeah, I forgot. Um, wasn't showing up on my credit report, nothing. And then I guess I hadn't heard from them, and then I moved. Um, but when you move, it takes a while for your address to show up on your report. And they found my address and they sent it to me. Um, so I ended up calling. Um, they were giving me the runaround playing phone tag, and then finally I got a hold of someone. I said, "Look, I got some paper here that says I owe you guys some money. Nothing crazy, but crazy enough for you to send me a bill. I mean, send me some court papers saying you're going to sue me." Which is hilarious. Because if I were to tell you how much money it was, you guys would be laughing. Um, anyways, I was able to work that out. Tell them, look, it'll be paid off by the end of the year, but let's put a payment plan together, and then we'll go from there. But it's probably gonna be paid off pretty quick. But I got that, so I have this list of things that I want to pay off. Not things that need to be paid off right away, but for me, I just want to be debt free. I told you guys when I pray, there's a few things that I ask for, right? And the last podcast that I dropped on you guys was use me. And one of the other things I pray for is for financial freedom, and that's what I'm shooting for. Now I'm leaving it in God's hands, but I'm also working like it's my duty to do that because it is my duty. You can pray for it all you want, but God says prayer is much more. Uh, what does it say? Much more valuable, or it works better with work and effort. So I'm not only praying for it, but I'm also putting effort to get it all done. So that is one of my goals that I'm knocking out this year is I'm aiming to be debt free this year. And if I stay on the path that I'm on right now, I should be fine. But with that comes a lot of sacrifice. I'm already a frugal person, but I'm being more frugal now. I'm penny pinching everything. I got a percentage of money going into a savings account. I've got a percentage going here. I've got a percentage going there. I've got cash saved here. I've got, you know, I got a friend of mine who's telling me about some things I should invest in that are, and he's showing me um, how much money he's making off of a certain stock and whatnot. And he's telling me, he's just basically schooling me. Now, if I could tell you anything, surround yourself with people who are doing better than you, people who are smarter than you, people who are doing the things that you are trying to do. And that's what I do. That I try to make sure that I surround myself with people that are doing more than I am and are doing the things that I am trying to do so they can teach me and so I can bounce questions off of them. And that is a battle that I'm going through this year, the financial battle of trying to be financially free. And it's tough when you are a single father, and you have kids and you have groceries, you have a rent, you have your everyday bills. The kids need school stuff, clothes, sports, you name it. So, saving money here and there, extra money, there really isn't any extra money. So, when I tell you that every time something comes in, I'm moving it. Uh, I don't know how I'm doing it, but I can tell you this. When I was younger, my mom taught me how to stretch a dollar. My mom is the absolute master at stretching a dollar. So I am basically stretching a dollar, you know? And there are certain things that you have to sacrifice if you want to achieve something like being financially free. A lot of people are not financially free. They may look like they've got everything. They've got the car, they've got the house, they've got the nice purse, they've got the nice glasses, the latest shoes, you name it. But if you check their credit cards, they are maxed. If you check their debt to income ratio, it is crazily in the red. Um, and I'm not trying to live like that. That's not how I want to live. I would rather drive my vehicle, my truck that I have that has no car payment, and and live the way I'm living right now in order to in the future have the freedom to do more. So um that is one of the battles that I've been dealing with as well. So yeah, I got served. Thank God I was able to work that out, and um that should be something that I'm also paying off this year. So hopefully everything goes according to plan, and your boy will be financially free and debt free this year at the end of the year. That is the goal. So I'm working on it. It is not easy. And I commend any of you that have this same goal this year. It is not an easy thing. You have to sacrifice going out. You have to sacrifice um, spending on yourself when you don't need to. Yeah, man, you just do. I'll be honest with you. I grabbed these drinks that I'm drinking right now. I was gonna go grab a $45 bottle of a whiskey that I wanted to try. I found a whiskey that I've been looking for, and it said 45.99. And the first thing that came into my head is, Ray, you know damn well you shouldn't be buying no 45.99 bottle of whiskey right now. You know that. You just said you were trying to be financially free, debt free. So you better go and get those 15.99 cans and enjoy your little Crown Royale apple. So that's what I'm doing, man. I didn't grab the bottle. I grabbed the can, and they're good, and I'm enjoying it. So, you know, I I did something, man, listen to me. You know that inner voice you have, that voice that tells you don't do it. Do not do it. You know you shouldn't do it. Don't do it. Listen to that voice. I'm telling you, listen to that voice. Because that voice is telling you the truth. That voice is trying to save you from being pissed off. I did something that I shouldn't have done today, man. I reached out to somebody because I heard somebody that I knew a while back had possibly lost a family member, A friend of mine messaged me and said, "Hey, you remember so and so?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, I think their mom died. Are you serious? I'm like, "Damn." I'm like, "Yo, that person, me and that person didn't leave on good terms. In fact, that person owes me an apology." Um, yeah. Um, but you know what? I know how close this person is to family, and if it's true, I should check in and make sure they're okay, and just tell them that, hey, I want to reach out, see how you're doing, see if you're okay. My condolences, yada yada yada. And my voice told me, don't do it. Do not do it. And I did it anyway. I didn't listen to that voice. And what spawned was, after the initial conversation, was the other conversation, and me explaining why I was upset about the situation, and then me getting the response from this person that I knew I was going to get, and that I wanted to go off on, but it wasn't the right time. And I just thumbs up. And it left me irritated as fuck. Irritated because this person still did not get it. But whatever, right? But I was kicking myself in the ass because I kept saying, you should not have reached out. You know better than that. That's against the new you. That you don't do stuff like that. And you went against your best judgment and you reached out when you know this person, first of all, doesn't deserve you reaching out. They don't, after what this person did and how they treated you. Always trying to be the good guy, always trying to be the nice guy, the accommodating guy, the person who cares. And sometimes people don't deserve you doing that. Even in those situations, sometimes it's just better to be left alone. So instead of listening to that voice, I battled against it. And I said, nah, man, I'm going to do it anyway. And against my better judgment, I did it. And I did not get the result that I wanted. And, I kicked myself in the ass for doing that because it left me upset for the rest of the day. I was irritated. Not affecting like the rest of my day, but just it was always right here. You know how something kind of lingers in the back of your head throughout the day? That's kind of what it was doing. And I was just like, man, fucking Ray, man, you were dumb as fuck for reaching out to this person. This person didn't even deserve your time, and you did it anyway because you're trying to be the nice guy. So if you have that voice and there is someone who wasted your time, does not deserve your time, and you know that, listen to your voice, please. Listen to your gut. Do not pick up that phone. Do not send that message. Don't do any of it because odds are you're going to get the response that you think you're going to get, and it's not going to be the one that you want, that's going to make you happy. It's going to be something that's going to irritate you because someone just does not get it. They don't get that they fucked up. They don't get that they should say sorry. They don't get any of it. So listen to your voice. All right. Yeah, man. That just irritated the shit out of me. And it's okay. It taught me, it reminded me why I stopped doing that. And every now and then you slip up. We're human. We make mistakes, and it is what it is. So um yeah, man, that's that. You want to know what picked me up? I was sitting in my car, and it was the most subtle little thing that picked me up. And I'm gonna pull it up real quick because I want to make sure that I get it right. Let me turn this down. I was sitting in my car and I got a TikTok notification that excuse me, hold on one second. I got a TikTok notification that my son had posted, Jaden, and I looked at his post, and he put up a post of him in the bathroom with his cool little lion hat, looking away, kind of doing one of these little side looks in the mirror. And his post says on the screen, "Why do you put God first?" And then his caption is Corinthians 3:7. And then it says, "Listen, little fellas." And then his hashtags are God, Jesus loves you. Now I want you to hear what he put. Hold on. Jesus Christ return. And I'm going to meet him in the air. You know what my biggest fear is? That I might turn over my shoulder as I'm going to meet Christ, look you in the face, and have you tell me, Cliff, we played ball together. We talked. And you didn't have the guts to tell me that this is the way human history was going to end? And to think that I might have to respond, well, you know, I didn't want to be considered a religious nutcase. I didn't want to be considered a fanatic. So I just played it cool. No, friends, that would be hypocrisy for me. The return of Jesus Christ necessitates you and me who know Christ telling everybody we possibly can that he is the truth, the way through death, out the other side to eternal life. And yes, ma'am, yes, sir, he will be returning one day. That was my son's post. That is the post that turned my day around. You ever want to know if you're doing a great job raising your kids? Just pay attention to the things that they share. Pay attention to how they carry themselves. Pay attention to how they are around other adults and other kids. Pay attention to the things that parents are telling you about your kids when you're not around. And pay attention how they recite things that you have been imputing into them for years. That one video on TikTok that he posted turned my day around. And I had a smile on my face because I was proud. I was proud that this was my son. I was proud that he put that out for the world to see, that he loves God and that he will never deny God. And it's beautiful to know that he's standing on it, standing on business and saying, I love God. I love Jesus. And man, do I feel good about that. And that turned my day around. And that was probably closer to almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then from that point on, I was good. I didn't give a damn about that message I had sent that person that did not deserve my time. I didn't give a damn about those papers I received from that debt collector. I didn't give a damn that my truck had broke down and I repaired it. I didn't give a damn about that baseball coaching job. I didn't give a damn about none of it because my son showed me that there's so much more to life and that God comes first and be proud of, you know, of the life that God gave us and be proud of the life that God's created for us and the people that we are becoming, the dad I'm becoming, the young man that my son is becoming, both him and Jordan. And it was kind of one of the things that made me snap out of it. You know, you have those moments where you're just like, Man, I'm bummed out, and then boom, and then you snap out of it. You're like, wow, my son, man. And I don't even think he realizes he did that. But I did send him a message and I said, hey, buddy, I really like your last TikTok that you posted. And he said, W, Dad. That's how the kids talk. W. So when they tell you it's like a win. And yeah, man. There's a few other things that I've been battling with, but those are the main things that I've been battling with. And I just wanted to share with you guys and tell you that if you are in a moment in your life that you are battling through things, keep going, man. Keep pushing through. Don't stop. Don't quit. Don't get in your feelings. Don't, you know, ask God why me. None of that. Keep going. Keep battling. Stay in it. Because if you keep moving forward, it's only going to get better. Yeah, it'll probably get tough, 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 and then it'll weaken up, and then it can't go on forever, man. Okay, so battle through, stay in the fight, don't lose your faith. Listen to that, listen to that voice in your head that's telling you don't do that. I'm telling you that voice will not lie to you in all situations of your life. And yeah, man, keep battling. Okay, you're built for this. If no one told you, I'm telling you, you're built for this. Whatever you're going through, do not give up. Little battles, big battles, in between battles. Stay in that fight, man, and push through. You got a lot to fight for. I know I do. All right. That's all I got, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This has been episode 130 of the Perfect Mess podcast. And man, we are moving along, man. This schedule that I have this podcast on, it's helping a lot. I'm seeing a lot of support. I'm seeing the numbers jump up, and I think it's because I'm finally putting the podcast first, and I'm treating it like a business, treating it like a job, and I got it on the schedule, and I think the numbers are really showing me that it's working. So I appreciate all of you guys. My website, as always, is raymolina.com. Please go check it out. I have blogs there. I have an online store. Speaking of a store, you can see this. This is my California conservative t-shirt at the flag. Well, excuse me, where am I at? At the flag right here. On the back, it's got the Beast or Famine lion. But yeah, these are available on my website. Um, got hats, got slides, got you name it. There's stuff for men and women and kids. So check it out. Again, that's raymolina.com. My blogs are there. The podcast is there. You name it. All right. Bookmark it if you can. You can follow the podcast on Instagram and TikTok. That is the Perfect Mess Pod. And my personal Instagram and TikTok is It's Ray Molina. Let's see what else. Oh, the YouTube. You might be watching this on YouTube right now. If you are, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell at the bottom of the right. And you'll get all the notifications of any videos, any shorts, or anything that I put up on YouTube. You'll get the notification right away. All right. So again, go to youtube.com/the perfect mess pod and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I have enjoyed watching the YouTube grow. It has taken me a while, but slow and steady, it is starting to grow, and I appreciate you guys. So please do that. All right. Outside of that, man, that's all I got. Like I always say, you don't have to donate. I know a few of you have hit me here and there. If you want to donate, I have Cash App. It is dollar sign it's Ray Molina, and the Venmo is at it's Ray Molina. That is also another way you can pay. All right. Not necessary. All right. I don't need donations. But a lot of you guys have asked me enough times to where I always drop the information for you. All right. Like I always say, my life isn't perfect. Oftentimes it is a mess, but for me, it is the perfect mess. Peace.